we're just going to continue with that.
What was your prediction for this series? Was it Secret 2-0?
I don't remember. I think I flipped a coin, and then I just let that do the speaking for me. But oh, we're going to see the Snapfire Cookie already used on Afterlife as Puppey gets a little stun action, but Matu's there to help ward off Afterlife. So the panel did talk about this briefly, but obviously Gambit has a couple of stand-ins, if you want to call them that, as Seneko and No One have switched teams for about the 20th time in the last 12 months. So there's a bit of a wild card here, no pun intended, since they are in the wild cards themselves as well. But what are you expecting from this team? It's just kind of like chaotic, as Jenkins was saying?
I think people might be sleeping a little bit on Laranov. I think this guy's really, really talented and very skilled. So I'm expecting a lot of him in this series. Haven't seen him too much on the big stage though, so we'll see when these games start mattering a lot if he's going to be able to stay on the level that we've seen him in European pubs. He's a very snowbally player. He plays exceptionally well on heroes such as Tiny and Storm Spirit, and he got his Tiny in this game, and it's a good Tiny game. There's a lot of great targets. Like Jenkins pointed out, the matchup against Puck is good. Tiny has a lot of burst targets here. He can kill Rubik, he can kill Puck, he can kill the Bane, he can kill Spiderlings. There's just so many good things going his way. And BZZ, pretty much a veteran who I think maybe the least lucky player in the history of the game. I think he's been one game away from TI 3 times in a row and not made it. So he's hoping to change his fate this time.
It's ironic because his set, you don't have to be lucky to get it because everyone gets it for free, right? So it works out in the end. So whose lineup? We haven't really talked about this too much, but we had the Brood offlane for Zai. Like, what do you think of these lineups together? There's not a whole lot of team fight for Secret, as the panel kind of brought up. Who do you favor, just on paper?
Just overall, I like the Gambit draft a little bit better because I find it more well-rounded. Like they pointed out, there's a lot of ways of initiating fights. They have the Save of the Legion Commander. They have multiple different stuns, ways of starting. They scale well. I think their core matchups are good. We talked about Tiny. I think Troll has some good matchups here. He's good against both the Brood, and he can actually fight the Ursa because of the blind. It's a matchup that has the potential to go both ways depending on when spells get cast. Ursa can also purge off the Whirling Axis, not Wild Axis, that's another spell.
We don't want to see Wild Axis Beastmaster
Never again. It got nerfed enough that we might not see
Jenkins brought this up, and I'm glad he did because I kind of brainwashed him during the NA DPC to bring this up every time there's a Troll versus Ursa, but we don't really see this item as often anymore versus when it first came out, but the Ags on Troll is kind of crazy against Ursa, where you're just constantly blinding. It's like a 4-second cooldown on Whirling Axes, and you can obviously dispel his buffs as well. So, like, I don't know if we're going to see that this game. It's like probably a second item after your first farming. Like, I'm assuming a Battle Fury or something like that for the Brood, but like, what do you think of, like, do you think not Battlefield, do you think Ags is actually, like, a legit thing, or is it kind of a meme?
I think it's good on Troll in some games. I don't know if it's worth it here in particular, just because, yeah, it's good against Ursa, but what about the rest? Do you really...
Here that just plays on it by itself for, you know, the entire game.
Yeah, it has more options in laning, right? The old Brood was extremely one-dimensional. Yeah,
they are squeezing in Afterlife. There's going to be a couple TPs coming in, but not in time to save their comrade as BZZ gets a nice double impale on top of the cookie as well, but Matu is not scared of anything. BZZ is going to fall as well, so it's a 2-for-0 to start things out, and they are completely surrounding Emergent. Pops the spike carapace, but Matu and company will easily take him out, so a 3-for-0 and likely the tier 1 tower in addition.
These are just... I don't think these are the heroes
for the crazy dodge that he had earlier that you were questioning whether that was luck or not.
Yeah. He's a fair player. Diffusal Ursa.
Middle tower is under attack.
I think it's also a very good way for him to deal with Troll, right? It's also a great counter matchup.
See the tier 1 tower and the grip, but Puppey's going to continue on. The cookie only hitting YapzOr there, so they'll get both the tower and the kill. And now DR, looks like YapzOr will sacrifice his life for the betterment of his team. Oh, we can see an Avatos. Is that a blink reveal? Not enough to kill Puppey as of yet. He's getting bottled from Nisha. Very nicely done. And it looks like with that phase shift, should be able to survive on both.
Oh, now he's in trouble. He overextended.
Yeah, and Matu with that Aegis. Afterlife is pretty freaking fast, and Coil is not quite up yet. This is going to be a long chase, perhaps. Matu finally gets the Earthshock off. And just FPS also took a huge drop as a result.
It's all good.
Intended, still in beta, but it's all good. BZZ, his career shall survive the day. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not only net worth, but XP difference is also a stat that we don't really get to see.
Great stun from Immersion.
Carapace into the Avatos. Not enough for Nisha to die as of yet, but soon after he does. It's a 1-for-1 is in the back line. Zai was taking somebody out, and there's the Fiend's grip onto Lorinov. That's going to be enough to take him out as well. And here we have the duel. It's not going to be enough to actually get a kill for Afterlife this time around. And the Nightmare into the double impale to follow. Matu just continuing to go ham. There's the telekinesis, and that's going to be another kill going the way of Secret. Almost a full team wipe after losing their puck, who didn't even use coil.
That looked like that was going. I need gold, Yapsor. Yes, sir.
Uh-oh, Emergent. Oh, looks like Troll will get out. Emergent actually does have Vendetta, so...
That would have been a great pick for Secret. I mean, they're obviously very comfortable right now, but that is the kill they want to find.
Courier snipe. Oh, they see him, Puppey, with the Nightmare. Vendetta stolen from Yapsor. That'll come in handy, and there's a Fiend's grip, and this will be eventually an easy kill. Bonk. Oh, he actually uses the Vendetta just for that strike. Ready to go. Like, the longer this game goes, obviously it's going to be better for the Troll Warlord who went for this farming build. As some aggression here. Looks like the duel will be successful. The coil's going to keep everyone in place, but it's not enough to keep Zai alive. So a big duel victory there for Gambit. Looks like they'll trade off one. Nightmare.
Yo, Puppey, wake him up.
Fiend's grip.
He can't wake up.
Yeah, he's still sleeping. Hibernating is the bear. It looks like that might just break things up. And, well, I say that now, but Matu is very aggressive, has the Aegis, obviously, so not too scared of anything right now. Popsy in rage. Not able to find anybody in the end. So still a good trade there for Gambit. I mean, a support for Zai, who is, I mean, top 3 overall way to gain traction in the early stages of the game before you can actually, you know, potentially turn into a carry-type hero. As, Snapfire,
toast.
Goodbye.
Oh, they found Nyx too.
Yeah, Nightmare keeps him in place. Oh, there's the shard from Afterlife, but the Fiend's grip to follow, and they're just going to have to sacrifice their little bug friend. And this will likely be a tier 2 tower as well. And Aegis still got a couple minutes to go, so...
In all fairness, though, there are a lot of people just running for his life the whole time, don't want to fight into the Aegis. And yeah, it's...
The toss into the impale under the tier 3 tower. Duel is there as well. Do they have enough damage to actually take him out? But the Nightmare save for now. He will die, but no duel damage goes the way of Gambit. But they've taken heavy damage as a result of this. Looks like Secret will respect this, though, and fall back. A nice Avitas combo there, getting him out of position.
That's the kind of thing you would like to see from Gambit, right? That they really combine their spells. And it's obviously easier to do in your own base when you have a Tiny. But I've been missing that a little bit in their team fights, that it feels like, okay, Tiny is connecting with someone. Like you Avitas, you Mortimer Kisses on top of it. Maybe you find a duel, maybe you find a Nyx stun, whatever it is, so that you pile onto something and build some sort of an advantage in the beginning. Oh, that's a very easy kill. Yep. Script.
Easy peasy. That's true. We haven't really seen, like, Mortimer Kisses hasn't really had much of an effect because it feels like he needs to be up close to get the Snapfire cookie for the save.
But I think that's the wrong approach to take it. I think Cookie should not be considered his primary spell in this game. You have enough other stuns that your ulti is your primary contribution to this.
Press the attack applied to Troll, but eventually this rack shall fall. That will be Megas for Secret, and I believe we're going to have one more fight before the GGs come out. I'm going to fight under their tier 3 towers. Matu is getting pretty low, still has the Satanic, of course, and the Enrage. Is going to get tossed, not into Fountain, but into the arms of the Troll Warlord. Fiend's grip will stop the attacking, and that last right click from Matu is more than enough. Buyback onto the Nyx Assassin, but Troll Warlord has absolutely nothing to work with. Still dead for 80 seconds. Toss. There we're seeing the duel into the Fountain. He gets it! Unreal! But they still lose, sadly. As the Fountain farming commences. My favorite thing in Dota, of course. It's a great feature. No, this is fine. It's a little like diving here and there, but farming is different than diving. You know what I mean? Farming requires like 2 minutes of time invested into your Fountain.
Is there a pro team in Dota that never says GG until the throne falls?
I'm sure there's plenty. Oh, they actually disconnected. Maybe we have them muted.
Because if that is the case, what do you think the public response would be to a team Fountain farming that team for 15 minutes in an official game?
I mean,